after, ladies and gentlemen. I apologize for the delay. Hopefully, it is streaming just to my profile and not to NGS2. Um, let's give it a quick double check here. Let's check. That's not what I'm looking for. Have we gone offline? Yes, we have. All right. But I am online. Perfect. Thank you, Linebus, for letting me know. We do have everything up. There should be a 30-second delay, and it is going to be Hotstads versus Salt Team 6. So, in this Div A matchup between Hotstads, who were one of the best teams. I'm trying to remember, were they champions last year of Div B? But they were an excellent team coming into Division A, looking to set themselves on the right side as we go into the draft here on Infernal Shrines. Well, hopefully as the game is updated, it is still getting picked up on our dear friend. And it is according to OBS. Perfect. All right. So our band maps are Cursed Hollow and Garden of Terror from Hotstads, and it is Towers of Doom and Brax's Holdout from Salt Team 6. So the first ban, because they won the coin flip and took first pick, will be Salt Team 6. Again, they are a new team this year. There is no previous information on these guys. Again, we know some of these names: Dark Knight, Ogle the Great, Death Knight, Greek Fire, this guy, all these guys, or at least some of them I'm sure we've seen in NGS. So the players are not unfamiliar, but this team is new to us. Infernal Shrines. So the Dahaka is banned, very powerful on many maps, especially Infernal Shrines, though his ability to clear shrine and have global presence. Also, I believe, I think it's Cue Ball, or is it Kakra? I don't remember who the offlaner, main offlaner is for Hotstads, but yes, they are good at Dahaka, that I do remember. Johanna also banned as a strong tank. We're down to the last few seconds before the final ban for our red team. And Urel banned out, so a bit of a choke on the offlane from Salt Team 6, looking to make it a little more difficult for the members of Hotstads in that offlane. One final ban before the picks get started. What will Hotstads take away from Salt Team 6? Again, a new team in this Nexus Gaming Series Season 20. Division A, Anduin is banned, and one of the best healers available in the game. Before the end of last season, we saw Ariel skyrocket in popularity as a healer, but we also saw her weaknesses start to show up again as people figured her out. So Anduin, a high priority pick, as were a few others. Now we will see Blaze picked up by Dark Knight, one of the best offlaners, often considered between Blaze and Hogger as characters that can do a little bit of everything. Blaze does bring an AoE stun with a little bit of a windup from his E that can be devastating coming in from the offlane if he's not noticed. Ariel and Nubrak will be picked by User Error and King. Now, this does give a lot of throughput healing and a lot of crowd control from the Nubrak. However, again, the weakness of playing the Ariel or two main weaknesses. A, no cleanse on the Ariel, and B, both of her ultimates set up the person who she uses them on to get crowd controlled as soon as they're over. So either resurrected or caught in the diamond, Crystal Aegis. It's easy to be CC'd. Now, Hanzo and Stukov get picked. Stukov, another excellent healer. That silence, one of the most powerful CCs in the game. And a good Hanzo can make life very difficult from long range. Medivh will get banned. So either Ogle or this guy have made Hotstads afraid of the bird. Alright, now the final ban of the game will come out from the members of Salt Team 6. What is it that they do not want to see coming out in these next two picks from Hotstads? Again, if you are finding there's any issues, any balance of sounds not working out very well, please drop a note in chat. I do have it up. Thank you so much to Linebus for helping me get things figured out straight here. I do truly appreciate that. So, shout out to Linebus. We do see the Hoggerman. So, again, 3 different offlaners and the Blaze taken away. This is going to make life pretty difficult for the offlaner here of Hotstads. It looks like that's Godly Noob. So, the Gul'dan Tychus come out. This is a pretty excellent damage profile. You have the kind of constant damage from both heroes, but they both are capable of burst in the right moments. More so post 10 for the Gul'dan, but just really able to handle whatever life throws at them, although they're both medium range to do their most damage, which could give Hanzo. But there is the variant, the taunt variant for the tank, and a Nazeebo coming out from Ogle the Great. And with Hanzo and Nazeebo both being stacking heroes, and Varian not a hero until level 4, this could put a slight amount of early game power, especially with Tychus and Gul'dan, into the hands of Hotstads. We'll see if they're going to be able to take advantage of having that stronger early game. Their final pick is coming out. It's that targeted off lane. Godly Noob will pick up Zeratul, another character that does its best work near the end of the game. So both of these teams have the ability to do some scaling, although that will reduce the amount of pressure they're able to get away with in the early game. So these are both of our teams. Nazeebo for Salt Team 6 and Zeratul for Hotstads. I hope you are all ready to go launching into game number 1 between Hotstads and Salt Team 6. Maybe this year we can get people to offer team intros again, as we had during the playoffs last year. That was pretty fun. And I hope you're all having yourself a lovely Tuesday evening here in August as well. So, I haven't casted since the end of last season, so forgive me if I'm a bit rusty. But here we go, hey Cawthon. In the blue, on the side of the high heavens, we do have Hotstads. We've got Kakarot on the Tychus, Godly Noob on the Zeratul, Q-Ball playing Gul'dan, User Error on Ariel, and King on Noob Arak. On the right, in the red, on the side of the Burning Hells, we have Greek Fire on the Stukov, Death Knight on the Hanzo, Ogle the Great playing Nazeebo. We've got Dark Knight on the Blaze, and this guy is on Anduin's Papa. So early on, we do see both teams going for the mid lane brawl. Again, both teams have characters that like to do some stacking. So we do have quarterback for the Tychus here. and Regeneration Master, so not the Spell Armor or the Beetles, but in fact Regeneration Master from Kings Anub'arak. Not a commonly seen talent taken by the Anub'arak. He's going to try and get it. He does manage to pick it up, but that gives Ogle the Great a chance to hit a few Toads, although he is actually stacking those Widowmakers. We got the Searing Light from Ariel with that W build at 1, doing damage when she hits that on enemies. And early on, the rotation is benefiting, or it is going to the side of the Wave Prio to Salt Team 6. We do have Pursuit of Flame from Gul'dan, 6 stacks already. And Shadowhunter Zeratul also being a hungry for globes, and in fact maybe inting for globes, as one of our heroic teams was named last year. On the right side, we do have the common Adrenaline Stim Pack, and it's actually Blaze playing in the 4-man right now, with the Variant playing as the offlaner until he hits that level 4. So neither team looking to get into an early duel anymore after that original early game brawl in the mid lane. We have the Adrenaline Stim Pack, the Widowmakers, for a little more early game power. This does mitigate his early game weakness if he can stack these spires up quickly. We've got the Simple Geometry from Hanzo. Low Blow from the Stukov, making that E more powerful. Now here comes this guy. They do manage to hit it. The Variant Stukov can do so much damage. Q ball solo. Oh! And the Q, the Jet Stream, I believe. The Flame Stream just missing from the Blaze there. Cue Ball sidestepping fantastically. Will stay alive for now, but there is still another. They tried to go in on King. He gets incredibly low. This Varian Stukov, it feels like maybe Hotstads weren't ready for it to come online as quickly as it did, but they have twice now managed to escape after the taunt has been dropped. We do see Lion's Maw, so the Lion's Fang stacking. Oh, we see, because of the rotation from Salt Team 6, Hotstads has decided to go hard on this bot lane. This gate is going to be entirely destroyed in return. Salt Team 6 going to get their camp, and they have priority towards what is going to be an Ice Shrine. A Frozen Punisher, and willing to give this away, or at least give away the priority for it. They're going to take a building from Hotstads, and that makes a lot of sense. What are you hoping to get if you get a Punisher? You're hoping to get a building. Strong push, and they're going to go further. They jump onto Greek Fire. Stukov and First Blood goes to Q-Ball's Gul'dan as they kill the Zerg-infested Admiral. But in this top lane, we do have 3 members of Salt Team 6 looking to take out the minions on the shrine. They will get this completely uncontested, and it will be up to Hotstads to defend this. They are looking to put pressure, and Death Knight is completely In the mid lane, Zeratul, well, Nazeebo is completely as well. I don't know how much damage they can output. Now, they only need 6 more. Deathfire trying to get rid of, but there is the whip. Now the silence will come out onto King. He's getting incredibly low on this Anub'arak, but they will be able, they're up to 38-39. They will hit 40, and the defense will come out for Hotstads. Couldn't have said it better myself. The Frozen Punisher will climb out from the Burning Hells, which makes no sense to me either. I guess hell really has frozen over. There's the stun on King. A good burrow charge to get out of that for the moment. They already have this down to a half. User error does whip back this guy, so they're not able to hard engage. Another jump directly onto King. These freezing areas is going to route 3. Is there going to be a follow-up? There comes the zombie wall onto King. There's the silence. Are they going to lose this top? Who knows? King getting really low. There, he's going to re-engage. Godly Noob is coming in from the back, trying to put some damage. Oh, he misses the W. Not able to kill anyone, but they do manage to push them back. Top fort does go down, so it is 1-for-1 on buildings. As we have seen some really great play from both teams at this point in time. No one has, except for Hanzo Simple Geometry, almost no one has fully stacked, but there's also a finished Shadow Hunter, reducing the cooldown of Blink for Zeratul. Both teams looking to take their own Khazra camp. There is still a neutral Khazra camp at the bottom, and it does look like Death Knight is headed for it. No, just got a little bit of vision to see if their opponents were on it, but once they saw 5 in the middle, they knew they didn't have to worry about that camp. Zeratul looking to perhaps support this Bruiser camp in the top lane. There is some experience here that is... Oh, no, I think that's Red's experience, possibly. It's hard to read when you're the observer whose experience orbs these are, but I can't imagine Godly Noob would just ignore them, so... you know, I just assume that in Div A, people are smart. King is watching the rotation. A good Sonic Arrow there means that he is sniffed out by Death Knight. So with Death Knight and Dark Knight, obviously these guys aren't too worried about mistaken identity. Remember, identity theft is not a joke, Jim. A good zombie wall there will stall the rotation from King and User Error. On the bottom, Godly Noob. Now, 10s have come out for both sides. King looks to jump on Ogle, does miss the burrow charge, but does get the impale out. They jump onto User Error. He's taking so much damage. Here comes the Dragon's Arrow, and that is the end of Ariel. The Angel of Hope is now, well, hopeless. Death Knight is incredibly low. Godly Noob looking to jump in. He's on it. Oh, he gets the kill, and he gets out, but the zombie wall will kill the Dark Templar Prelate. That is a 2-for-1 to the benefit of Salt Team 6. And excellently played. We've got Commandeer Odin from the Tychus, which generally goes well with the Master Assassin boost, even if you don't get any stacks. Cocoon, Crystal Aegis. We've got Horrify from Gul'dan and Might of the Narazim for a lot of playmaking potential. From our Zeratul, a Mortar Shrine is coming up in 9 seconds. We do have Drop Bunker, or Bunker Drop for the Blaze, Ravenous Spirit, which does lock you into place, so lots of damage, but you basically CC yourself for the Nazebo. We have the Dragon Strike, Flailing Swipe, and Warbringer. They're going to jump onto a noob, a tank who generally has a lower HP pool than many other tanks in the game. And so targeting him with the Varian Stukov combination can be fruitful. He's going to back up, get a little bit more health back from that Ariel, who has excellent sustain in fights. And that's something that this team has a lot of. Between Gul'dan and Tychus and Ariel, there's a ton of sustain. Hotstads are leading in terms of getting members of the Shrine, but in terms of positioning, it looks like... Oh, there's a good whip, but a ton of damage coming out. There's the Crystal Aegis, which will protect for the time being. There's the Burrow Charge, and that will keep King safe for now. Gul'dan finishing the pursuit of Flame, but they are forced to back off with approximately equal numbers of Shrine Skellies. Huge silence coming out. A big taunt, and that's going to be the end of King. And Nubrak is killed by the Varian Stukov combo, and it's just getting more and more dangerous. Oh, but Kakarot uses the Odin to finish the last few, and even though they lost their tank, they managed to collect a Mortar Punisher. This guy manages to taunt Kakarot, but his team isn't with him. He's taking a ton of damage. God, the noob jumps in. He's trying to finish him up, but yes, the Singularity Spike will blow up and kill the Varian, so it will be a tank for a tank. Greek Fire getting incredibly low from that Gul'dan damage. There's the stun onto Dark Knight. Blaze playing the role of tank for his team at the moment, while this camp pushes in the top and Godly Noob is forced to respond. Unable to support their Punisher, it will go down, only doing about a third of this fort's health, but in return they steal their opponent's camp, which is going to give them about a half-level lead in terms of experience. The Khazra will bleed and throw spears because, you know, that's their two favorite hobbies. Making those weird noises and chucking their endless supply of pointy sticks. So, there is not technically a building lead on the side of Hotstads, but with the middle keep or fort at about half and the top fort at just over half, that has given them more of an advantage in terms of if they get some kills or if they get another Punisher, they should get a big advantage. And in fact, the next Punishers in the bottom lane, that's also actually a big benefit to the members of the team. Now, Dark Knight looks like he's going to get locked down. There's the Whip and the Horrify. Perhaps a slight overuse, but they will get this top fort, and they kill Dark Knight, which means another advantage, and very well played there by the members of Hot's Dads. They looked at what they wanted, they made themselves impossible to see on the map, and then collapsed on Blaze. Blaze is a character, especially with Bunker Drop, where you feel safe being under tower, and they totally abused Dark Knight for feeling like he would be safe under tower. So really well played there. Godly Noob just looking to create some fear on Death Knight. Good healing from Greek Fire, making sure Hanzo stays topped up. And at this point in the game, especially once we hit 16 for Hotstads, is going to be a time where no one squishy can feel safe. Greek Fire and Death Knight will both be in a lot of danger to the Zeratul. Now, a little bit less so for the Nazeebo. He does gain health as he gets stacks. He does have a 140 Voodoo Ritual, so he should hit 175 cleanly before 20. We don't have full stacks for the Regeneration Master yet. King has been used more for engage than just double soaking those. We will see the Commandeer Odin come out as they're trying to finish off this fort just with ultimates and pressure. 16s do come out for them. They do have the advantage, so they're trying to use this advantage. And in the top lane, their camp is taking out this gate and doing a great job of it too. Godly Noob being patient here on the bottom side. Looking to create, perhaps cause a surprise kill. Every lane is pushing in. We have Wave Prio. And again, a Nubrak, while he doesn't have a ton of health, he does have the opportunity to cast those little beetles, which will give them all 3 lane superiority here in game number 1 of this best of 3 series. So, on their back foot, Salt Team 6 is going to have to try and find an advantage now. They are, at least for the moment, they get themselves to level 16. They're looking for an opportunity to come in on the shrine. They will taunt. They do a ton of damage to the Crystal Aegis for now. But a big stun and silence. That is going to be the end of Godly Noob. Horrify comes out, but there is a kill on the Zeratul. And for the moment, that's a big advantage. Great stun there onto Cue Ball. Dark Knight gets that stun. This guy will fall up and taunt. Here out comes the Dragon Arrow, and it's going to kill Gul'dan as well. It's a 2-for-0. Kakarot looking to catch up on Death Knight. A good heal there from Greek Fire will keep Death Knight alive for now on that Hanzo. Looking for an opportunity to come back in this game, and they absolutely manage it. Now, Kakarot will pop the Commandeer Odin. Looking to get the last few here. They don't want to lose their momentum, but King is going to take a ton of damage as Greek Fire uses the Flailing Swipe, and Ogle the Great is using the Ravenous Spirit. King is going to jump in. They're just trying to finish it up, but he's going to stagger a death, and that's 49 seconds on the Beetle. They have 38 skeletons. They're desperate to get it. Oh! And the Spiders manage to kill the Ariel. They're still at 38. Godly Noob trying to get in there, but not able, and it will go over to Salt Team 6, looking to come back in this game. They are not ready to give up on Infernal Shrines. An excellent, excellent engage and play there from the members of Salt Team 6. Oh, a good dodge there from Godly Noob, but they're going to come in as 5 and try to kill that Zeratul. Great might of the Nerazim there as he attempts to get himself out from a situation. He's distracting the members of Salt Team 6, who have given up on him and will get this bottom fort. And now they have lane priority in all 3 lanes. Ariel is coming back just now for the members of Hotstads, and there's a stun on 2. They're going to taunt and silence. King is going to go down immediately. Out comes the Twin Dragons, and that is a Nubarak dead. And that is something you want to avoid in draft. It's such an easy combo. And there's the stun onto Cue Ball. Gul'dan, oh, but the taunt and the, oh, fantastic Crystal Aegis will save the Orc for now, but he will go down to the late game Nazeebo, who doesn't yet have his stacks 2 away. They're going to take this keep. Will they try to push to finish here as they have a full level advantage and there are 2 dead? The Commandeer Odin will come out in defense of the core, but this is it. This is the final push from the members of Salt Team 6. They do taunt the Ariel. User error getting incredibly low. Out comes the Ravenous Spirit and it will kill the Angel of Hope. Kakarot doing everything he can, but this guy creating a huge distraction while Death Knight and Ogle the Great attack the keep. There is another silence onto King. He does manage to cocoon the Greek fire, but it's not enough. Godly Noob looking to create a distraction on the back, but he's blown away by Death Knight as 20s have come online. This is game number 1. A fantastic turnaround from Salt Team 6 as they take game number 1. As an absolutely splendid game number 1, and a really good lead there from Hotstads, and an absolutely fantastic, knew exactly what they needed to come back in and chain some kills, and I think Hotstads overstayed a little trying to get those last few things to try to mitigate the deaths they'd had. Just fantastic play from Salt Team 6 to get their first win as a team, their first map as a team. There are pretty standard Tychus build. Again, a little bit interesting on the Regeneration Master, and it did never finish. Some power on the auto attack build from Zeratul, but the burst in the late game prevented him from doing what he really wanted to do. So a fantastic game number 1 between these two teams. And we will pop back into the BO3 screen as we look to see where we're going for game number 2 between Hotstads and Salt Team 6. Don't go anywhere, because if game 1 has shown us anything, it's that these teams are pretty evenly matched and they are going hard. They have come out of the gates not looking tentative, not looking like they're trying to feel each other out. They have come to blow each other's core away. And when we look at how we got to that ending of game number 1, it really did hinge. Now, early on, Ariel was able to protect from the taunt and silence combo. But again, as we said in the draft, her ultimate does leave you in a position where it's easy to get crowd controlled. And that's exactly what post 10 Salt Team 6 used it for. When they knew exactly where they'd be, up went the zombie wall. Out came the Ravenous Spirit or the Twin Dragons, the Dragon Strike. And King never really had a chance after that on the Anub. So it didn't matter who they targeted. And they often did target the Anubarak because they could kill him just as easily as anyone else. And that is no fault of King's. Just an excellent understanding of how to play around that Ariel, how to play around how her ultimates worked. And so pre-10, they were able to escape quite often. Post-10, we saw the Beetle really having a hard time getting out of what was really a guaranteed kill. So excellent play from both teams, but really, Salt Team 6 identifying their win condition, coming in aggressively, taking out the tank, and then really pressuring Hotstads off the point, taking that point. Hotstads, in the heat of the moment, looking to get those last few skeletons, but a heroic defense of the shrine, which let them end the game for Salt Team 6, and they're going to be up 1-0 going into game number 2. And good gravy, Miss Mavely. This has been exciting. Again, hope you're all having a great time on this lovely Tuesday night. It's kind of rainy and stormy where I am up here in the great white north of Canada, but Can't complain. It had been hot, like really hot for about a week, so some rain, not going to complain. Um, it does look like game number 2. It is up, and we are going to Volskaya Foundry. Another large map with lots of opportunities for macro. So, map pick this time. So, losing team gets to choose the first pick or map pick. Hotstats chose Volskaya Founder, giving first pick over to Salt Team 6 once again. So we will go to Volskaya Foundry. The I'm forgetting her name, Lazaria themed map, we could say. So one of the interesting things about this map, big on point control, similar to Shrines in that regard. Early on, the Triglav Protector is not that strong. Is it good to get it? Yes, but often teams don't over prioritize it. If they can get an advantage by pushing a lane, they will. If if people die trying to grab it, it's not the biggest deal. Late in the game, though, it is remarkably strong. So it kind of scales in value as the map goes on. Excuse me. So our two teams are just figuring out who the captains will be for the draft, and we will pop in right away. So, hopefully I'm brushing the rust off as quickly as our wonderful teams are. This has been a terrific game, number 1, and as a caster and a fan, one always hopes that we go. you kind of pull for Hotstats in your heart just because you want to see a game number 3. But we will see. They have chosen the map, so they are once again confident that their ability to play these big maps puts them in good stead. And again, they had control of the game right up until they didn't last game. So we're going to pop into Volskaya Industries to watch the draft. So because map pick was Hotstats' first pick and first ban, we'll go over to Salt Team 6. Oh, I love the music of Here's the Storm. I know many people turn the music off in this game, and that is mind-boggling to me. So much just iconic music. The original StarCrafts, the original Warcrafts, even the early Diablo games had some just baller music. Stay hydrated out there, ladies and gentlemen. That's what I'm doing my best at. We will once again see the Urel banned away from Godly Noob. Now we will see Anduin banned once again. So these are the second bans from last game. Interestingly enough, both of them banned out in the first slot. We also saw a Johanna ban last time from the members of Hotstads. And I'm trying to recall, it was another Dahaka was the other ban. So we'll see if these teams stay true to form or if they saw something they would like to get rid of in game number 1. Now there has been, Dark Knight has been substituted for Gambit on the side of Salt Team 6. I'm not seeing any changes to Hotstats. We will see the Tychus ban. Now, Kakarot did not die last game at all on that Tychus, and he did put out a lot of damage, so they are going to try and take that away from him as a character that can do a lot of damage here. Once again, the priority of Blaze, this time it will be this guy playing Blaze, whether that'll be a main tank, off lane, or, they're just opening up their options, who knows. So the Stukov ban will come out as well, always a good choice, especially on this map where there are tight entrances and exits to the main point. What 2 picks will Hotstats make before the second ban phase? This is very important. Orphea and Dahaka. Orphea can have a lot of power in a condensed area, and she's also very good at chasing people down, provided she lands her Qs. Dahaka, just an excellent offlaner, as long as you don't want him to duel too much. His dueling ability is limited, but his soaking ability is almost unrivaled with his global ability. We will see a noob come out from Gambit and Ogle the Great bringing Li Ming. So far, not a ton of wave clear from that team, so we expect one of their final picks will be some form of wave clear mage. I would suspect, anyway. Now, the next ban phase coming up. What we do have here, on the other hand, is lockdown and blow up. A new Brack Blaze can keep people locked down for a very long time, and Li Ming, of course, is just looking to target anyone who's locked in place. Brightwing will come out, so a huge choke on Greek Fire's healing pool, as many of the main, and they're going to take a healer in this rotation too, if I had to guess from hot stats. So 4 of the main healers will be taken away, and Greek Fire will be picking probably an A or B tier instead of an S tier healer. Falstad does get banned as an answer for a global, and we see Malfurion and Arthas come out. Now, interestingly enough, Rhaegar and Ariel still up. I would say this is actually one of Ariel's strongest maps with how much people clump, especially with that level 1 where she can get a little more damage in. But there is... Arthas does make Blaze and Nubrak a little less happy, and he has been buffed a bit, so we'll see if King is able to bring out his potential. He can be a very strong tank for point control as well. When people are forced to be close to him, he can do deceptive amounts of damage. Tyrande and Vala come out, and the Maiev comes out for Kakarot. They are really looking to also lock people down and kill them. So this is going to be very much so determined by who plays the cleanest. Both teams have a ton of crowd control and the ability to lock people down and kill them in those near places. Let's get into game number 2. These teams have chosen their heroes. Let's see what they bring to game number 2 between Hotstads and Salt Team 6 in this Division A matchup between these two teams in Season 20 of the Nexus Gaming Series. Gotta throw that plug in there, guys. Otherwise, they don't pay me for my volunteer role. So, in the blue, we once again have Hotstads. We have Godly Noob on the Dahaka. Q-Ball is on Orphea. User Error bringing Malfurion. Kakarot is on Maiev. And King is bringing Arthas.
Frostmourne hungers.
On the right, we have Salt Team 6 wearing the red trunks. We've got Death Knight on Vala. This guy bringing a Nubarak. Greek Fire on Tyrande. Ogle the Great on Li Ming. And down here on the Blaze, we have Gambit. Is he a Cajun guy who throws cards? No. He's a pretty beefy black guy who throws fire. Porque no los dos. So I'll be honest, I don't know Maiev's level 1s from a hole in the ground, but Pursuit of Vengeance it will be. We do have the Frost presence from Arthas, looking to get a lot more lockdown. There is the CC chain, but a good burrow from Dahaka will keep him safe from now. And this guy will actually take a fair amount of damage as Kakarot manages to get a fair number of her fan of knives away. Dahaka yet to pick a level 1, interestingly enough. He's getting really low. They're going to try and chase him down. He tries for the drag to save his life, but he will go down to the auto attacks from his opponents. And First Blood this time is going over to Salt Team 6. He's going for Enduring Swarm, so neither of the stacking abilities. We have Emerald Dreams from Malfurion and Ancestral Strength, which some of my higher level friends tell me is the carry build, the hyper carry build on Orphea. Or the start of it, at least. We've got Ranger, so the Piercing Owl from Tyrande. Aetherwalker for Li Ming. It's Q build, Puncturing Arrow for the Vala as they head towards their turret camp. We've got new habits, so the unstoppable for Blaze. Not often chosen when Blaze is in the offlane, but against this level of crowd control, and no guarantee of a cleanse, no easy point-and-click cleanse from the Tyrande like some other heroes have. Not a terrible idea for this Blaze. And we have the Nerubian armor, so additional spell armor for this guy on the Anub'arak. So both teams hitting level 4 here. Both teams have taken their turret camp, and the siege camp has already been taken. Now, being the first person to take the siege camp on this map is not always an advantage. It can be, but it can also not be, depending on if you can set it up to be going while the point is up. So, not capturing this point, our Salt Team 6 looking to get that advantage, while Ogle the Great will be able to clear out this camp. King coming up to defend it. Now, he has taken it for Frozen Wastes, which reduces the cost and increases the damage. The damage? No, increases the movement attack speed slow of Frozen Tempest, lasts longer. Now, you can chain this into later talents that grant you bonus damage on the E as well, which can make Arthas deceptively powerful the longer he sits on your front line. Godly Noob looking to punish Gambit for his slower clear speed without the adrenaline boost on the level 1. Oh, I need a final sip of water there. In the top lane, that has been cleared out without it damaging the wall, but it has given definitely priority placement on the point to Salt Team 6. Now, so far, again, in the early game, this is not as powerful. And so it looks like, at the moment at least, at up to 60%, they're still just considering rotating now. Now, they've cut off Death Knight, who's very low on mana. Ogle the Great, on the other hand, is full on mana. So now they are contesting. It's at 80% for Salt Team 6. No one really has a large advantage in terms of experience. So both teams at level 7, looking to see what they get. Kakarot does eat some magic missiles there. This guy's on the point. Out will come, but once again, being the first ones to drop their turret isn't an advantage. Now a turret comes out, it's going to be onto King. They're looking to catch out Anub'arak, but he jumps onto the backline. Kakarot's going to take a lot of damage. A really good route there, though, from the Malfurion. King's getting incredibly low. The orb just misses, but Death Knight chasing down King here. Arthas will go down, and the Triglav Protector will go over to the members of Salt Team 6. And that team fight got really, really split. Now, the damage chased down the tank, but unfortunately, Kakarot, Cue Ball, and User Error were not able to stay with their tank as the engage came in through here. A great route from the Malfurion makes it seem like perhaps it would have split the opponents of Salt Team 6, but they managed to stick together through it, and that route, in fact, ended up splitting King, who went down this way, and ended up being hunted down by the Hungry Demon. Now, this guy does try to use his Burrow Charge skill, but he's caught. The roots, he's taking so much damage. Can they stop him, though? The Nerubian spell will keep... Oh, a fantastic drag from Godly Noob. They will catch out the tank, and that will be the end of the usefulness of the Triglav Protector, and they will, in fact, just abandon it with 2 seconds left. Yes, thank you. This is concluded. Now it's a race to 10, and the leader in that race is Salt Team 6. And in fact, they have their ultimates, but right on their heels is Hotstad. So this game is still anyone's. We have the Starfall from Tyrande, Reign of Vengeance, Bunker Drop, Cocoon, and Question Mark from Li Ming. We have Warden's Cage from Maiev, Summon Syndragosa, Adaptation, Twilight Dream, and Question Mark, Eternal Feast. Now, as a person, granted, as a silver/bronze who plays Arthas, Summon Syndragosa definitely has its uses, but you become incredibly squishy post 10 without Army of Ghouls. with a slow healer and a Malfurion, without that ability to kind of pump up your heals yourself, and without the ability that gives you heals from your Q, or bonus heals from your Q on the Arthas, it does make him quite a squishy tank. And with the amount of burst damage that you get from the Tyrande with the debuff and from... Oh, they're looking to catch out Cue Ball here, but managing to dodge out of the way. The puncturing arrow comes out, but they do not kill the Orpheus. Some great healing from User Error. He's been on point with those roots, and King coming in last minute means that they were able to save the teen of the Nexus. So we'll see if King gets punished for not having the tankiness he could have with this Arthas. He is coming in from like great CC onto Cue Ball and User Error. Kakarot trying to pull them in. A big root, a big sleep. They're going to kill this guy, and he does go down. Gambit comes in to engage. They're looking to get the return kill here onto Kakarot, who currently does not have his flip. Ogle the Great. Oh, but the puncturing arrow will kill him. Ow. They return the kill on the ball. Out comes the summon Syndragosa. It doesn't lock anybody down. Ogle the Great is dueling King. King is getting incredibly low here. But, yes, he does die, but they will kill the Blaze in return. It is a 3 for 2. And Ogle the Great just looking to get out safely. Doesn't appear she'll be able to be killed by the tower. A 4 for 2 in the final estimation, going over to Hot Stats. A very messy, very split up fight. So we will see the control point B up here on the top, unlocking in 5 seconds. Neither team has even tried to go for the support camp for the Biotic Emitter. Bot lane is neutral in prio. Mid lane is prio towards Hot Stats. And in the top lane, they're just going to push out here. My Ev looking to take the camp here, as there are 3 in the bottom looking to take the camp for Salt King. Now, Godly Noob does need to be careful. He's aware that his opponents are here. Maiev does not take this as quickly. It's going to be a 4 versus 3 here. In the top, Death Knight checks that bush very cleverly. Now, 15 stacks on the puncturing arrow. Maybe not as high as you'd want by 9 minutes into the game. So Hostats is doing a good job of making it difficult and not getting any free stacks over to Death Knight on this Q Vala. Out will come the Vision. They check and see that the members of Hot Stats are on the siege camp here. Dahaka still pushing away, able to join the fight at any time with his dig. Now, neither team, again, they're not prioritizing the point. They're trying to prioritize the lanes. Dahaka pushing in hard here, getting damage on this gate. Again, can dig it anytime. Blaze is in the mid lane. He's headed towards the top. Both tanks have jumped onto the point. Death Knight misses the puncturing arrow. Or the bounce, or the hungering arrow, sorry. Puncturing arrow is the talent. Out comes the Cocoon, and they will jump onto Malfurion here. But Q-Ball going to get the damage here. Here comes the Warden's Cage, followed by the Eternal Feast. There's so much damage here. So much damage. Vala is going to die. Out comes the bunker drop. Syndragosa is going to pin them down. Absolutely fantastic wombo combo here from the members. Gambit is going to go down. Li Ming is going to go down. Greek Fire is taking so much damage, and the chase from Q-Ball. A good stun there from the Tyrande, but they're still chasing. A great root there comes out from King, and Arthas will get the final shot on the Tyrande. This guy is all alone in the top lane, a 4 for 0, and level 16 for Hot Stats as they pull out a very well put together combination. The Warden's Cage into the Eternal Feast. They read that bunker drop and cindied it as soon as it was about to go down. Just an absolutely brilliant use of their ultimates to punish the heavy engage style coming out from Salt Team 6. Meanwhile, Dahaka walking back to the bottom, keeping them on a full level advantage at the moment as they pressure this top lane, put what damage they can on the keep. As the Triglav Protector will drop in the super pose. You know the pose, the Marvel pose. They're going to split into a 2-2-1 formation. Now, this is putting a ton of damage onto the Triglav early on. Bot is down to about half. In the top, Arthas and Arfia are both going to be able to get out of this afterward. if they play it safe. Godly Noob. Oh, a fantastic burrow there. Prevents him from getting caught by the jet propulsion from Gambit. And Kakarot and User will come bottom because the Triglav captured the attention here in the top lane. And it's going to look back. Now, Manticore has just come out from the Vala. She is much more dangerous with this level 16. She will stop this, but she will not be able to stop the poke coming out. Syndragosa will come out. They're looking to finish this off. Q-Ball's going to take a lot of damage, but there's the lockdown, and Vala is dead. Bing, bang, boom. The split up forced Salt Team 6 to choose where they wanted to be on the map. They forgot that Syndragosa could just turn that building off and turn what was an advantage to absolutely nothing. And Vala with no protection is basically just a ranged minion. So, excellent play here from Hotstads. Really looking to take this with game number 3. Godly Noob takes a ton of damage, and the adaptation is going to bring him back to nearly full. User error gets incredibly low here. Godly Noob body blocking for his Malfurion. Kakarot takes a ton of damage. Ogle the Great is doing insane damage with this Glass Cannon Mirror Ball combo. And the Triumvirate. They are going to Cocoon. A great leap there from Kakarot. Will he drop the... Oh, he manages to get away. Clever play there, but King will die on the Arthas here. He was not forced to use... I thought he might drop the turret just to prevent them from getting it. Now, Godly Noob does manage to get a building here, so a tank for a building, a trade that Hotstads will take all day. But in response, Salt Team 6 will come and siege this middle lane, and there's really not much without their tank the Hotstads can do about it. Now, the bottom lane here is very close to being able to go down. Godly Noob is going to look to put pressure on it right away here. He does have his D, and that will give him the ability to destroy the fort. Big rotation here from Salt Team 6, looking to take the top fort as well, as Dahaka starts pushing a wave towards the keep in the bottom lane. It's a half-level lead for Hotstads, but some very clear calls and some very good plays after killing the tank coming out from Salt Team 6. They're moving as 5 now, not looking to let anybody get caught out, but this will give an early advantage in terms of 20s over to Hotstads. But with the map pressure that they had, they managed to take the support camp, and that will give them, with how close and tight and chaotic as these team fights have been, that biotic emitter can make a huge difference in an upcoming team fight. So, we are 1 hint away from 20 for Hotstads, and there it is. We see the Shadow Orb Vengeance coming from Maiev, the absolute 0 for the Syndragosa, Life Bloom from the Malfurion, Change is survival from the Dahaka, or Change is survival if you can't tell what I'm saying. Incredible slow and longer route. And Orphea yet to choose a 20. Oh, that just misses. They're looking to ignore the bottom lane and put a ton of pressure on this top lane. One of the turrets is already down. The Impale will not hit anybody. Some good sidesteps there from Godly Noob and the other members of Hotstads. They do have the 20s, and they want to punish their opponents for being a full level behind on experience. Syndragosa will come out. It's going to root them. It turns off the building. Here comes the Eternal Feast. A huge silence. And out comes the Warden's Cage as well. Kakarot leaping around like a frog on speed. Gambit, he's going to manage to kill the Orphea. Fantastically played as he is unstoppable. Kakarot's getting incredibly low. He dies as well, and now 20s are here. This fight, this engage has gone terribly wrong for the members of Hotstads. King barely managed to stay alive. No, he will be killed. User error caught out, and it will be a 4 for nothing. They weren't able to kill the Blaze as quickly as they wanted to. And this is going to lead to a very quick decision from Salt Team 6, looking to end things in the top lane. And again, if you had any tank to do this with, a Nubrak is a great choice. They will definitely get this top keep. Will Hotstads be able to defend this? Absolutely, another epic turnaround, as Salt Team 6 seems to have a real sense for exactly how and when to win a team fight. The core is under attack, and there's still 6 seconds before Orphea comes back. It looks like game number 2 is going to go the same way as game number 1. A huge turnaround from Salt Team 6. A fantastic team fight that leads to a clear call to end the game. GG! And your winner of this series, 2-0, is Salt Team 6. 2 games in a row to clear, and just close calls to win that game. This game even more so, I feel like Hotstads got themselves in control of it, and I wouldn't even say they let go. Salt Team 6 just seized that advantage, just grabbed it by the throat when they saw an opening. Fantastic play by Gambit to stay alive on that blaze, give his team the opportunity to surprise kill the Orphea, turn the fight around, and win them the game and the series. So you can see that here, again, a pretty normal build so far I'm seeing from a number of these characters. A ton of damage coming out from Ogle the Great, leading everyone in damage. So, a 2-0 from Salt Team 6. That was hard fought. Let us see if we can get part of our winning team in on the cast to tell us how they did it. Oh, absolutely fantastically played there by Salt Team 6. Incredibly proud of those guys. So, we've sent off a quick message, and we'll see what they have to say. But brilliantly played there. Hello there. Welcome, Ogle, Dark Knight, and Blake. Death Knight. Welcome. So, absolutely incredible. Game 1 and Game 2 following basically the same script. Very slowly taking control by Hotstad. Smart plays by them. And then a crucial team fight that swings the game your way, followed by a confident call to end the game right after. Were you just giving them those leads to put them in a false sense of security? Or how do you explain how you guys managed to find the perfect fight at the perfect time in both Game 1 and 2? Sure. Yeah, well, that game number 1, it did feel like they had priority on that final shrine, and they'd kind of been keeping you guys to the outside, and then they kind of greeted trying to get those last few. I don't want to say greeted because I don't want to blame them, but they were trying to get the last few. They kind of chained some death trying to get the last few skeletons, and you guys managed to turn that into fort, into keep, into win. But yeah, so we saw in Game 1 on Infernal there, we saw Zeratul and Nazebo. Now, are these, do you think, I mean, one for each team, kind of unusual picks. Do you guys think that this is just because we're figuring out what the meta is to start the season, or did you guys just pick what you thought was best and go from there? You guys made me look really smart. In the draft, I was talking about the weakness of Ariel being that her ultimates leave her target in a bad position for crowd control, and then Ogle doing a fantastic job every time Crystal Aegis went out, dropping the zombie wall around it, and then I believe it was Death Knight throwing out the dragons on it. So really, really clean combos, especially post 10. Well done, guys, there. Looking at game number 2, Volskaya, again, Hotstads seemed to make a lot of calls, like they knew where they wanted to go, knew what they wanted to do on the map. Some really chaotic team fights, I would say, pre-10. And then they had a really clean fight in the top lane, doing a 4 for 0, and it looked like they were starting to, I don't want to say steam. It looked like they were starting to gather momentum, and then again, you guys picked up a perfect fight under your fort while down 20. Can you talk a little bit about how you managed to stay alive long enough to turn that fight around with a 20 disadvantage? Get, well, and the new habits at level 1 for the Unstoppable on your Pyromania Gambit seemed to really pay off in that fight as well. Just looking at, is that something you always pick, or looking at their team, did you feel like that was going to give you more benefit than the adrenaline boost at level 1? And it really paid off again right there at the end with the 20. I think I was most surprised, but I'm sure Hotstads was surprised too, that Blaze was surrounded in a 5v1 and managed to survive and kill Orphea. Yeah, well, I realize I've asked you all these great questions, and my desktop sound is picking up the game but not picking up you guys, so that's really dang embarrassing. So forgive me for that.
I've done that before. Don't worry.
There we go. I think you guys are hearable
I've
now.
I've done that before where I have someone into the interview and for some reason the sound from Discord's being blocked. So I had this whole interview and then the whole time just talking to myself. I've done it before.
That's fucking great.
Oh no, the interview was super quiet. Thank you for letting me know, Cawthon. So you guys were just talking about how terrible Hotstads were, and you had no respect. No, I'm just kidding. So this was
Don't give her name bad.
this was a pretty fire start to your first series together as a team. Your first, is this your first game of the season? I would suspect so.
Yeah.
Yes.
And so again, we're not asking to give away secrets. As a team, what are you looking to? I mean, what are you really happy with? What are you looking to improve on going into the rest of the season, guys?
We're gonna first pick Nazebo every game from now on instead of waiting so long to pick it.
Yeah.
Especially
And,
Jaina. She's the best mage, if you ask me.
No,
Yeah, if you
follow
forget-
Nazebo.
Nazebo. I think it's Jaina and Nazebo depending on, the map.
Yeah.
Porque
And then
no
Orpheus at the
los dos.
very bottom.
No, that would be Kel'Thuzad.
So
Thanks to Ming, KTZ, and Orpheus at the bottom,
so what did Dark Knight do so terribly in game 1 that he had to be replaced with Gambit?
Everything.
No, we just like to give everyone a chance to play a game.
Yeah. Well, before we wrap up the stream for tonight on a clean 2-0 from Salt Team 6, so what was a very close 2 games. Thank you for the raid, Toki. Unfortunately, the timing's a bit hilarious, but thank you anyway. Any shoutouts you guys would like to make before we wrap it up?
First of all, I'll just say shout out, thanks to NGS for keeping this going. Shout out to Hot Stats, very good series. I mean, they played very, very well. You can rewatch that and you'll see that their execution was really good. But that's sometimes how HOTS is, right? We've all been there where it's like one fight and it's you kind of lose there. But they did very well with their execution and such. So shout out to them. And then again, thanks to you too as well for casting.
Yes, thank you very much. We very appreciate it.
Yep, definitely appreciate the cast.
Oh, it's always my pleasure. All right, well, congratulations on your first series as a team, guys. It was great to watch. Again, I think it was, for a 2-0, I think that was an incredibly close series. And
Yeah.
Good luck going forward the rest of the season.
Thank you very
Thanks.
much.
Thank you.
It's like, all right, get out of here.
Yeah, catch you later. Those are our winners of tonight's tonight's match between Hot's Dads and Salt Team 6. A 2-0 for the brand new team here in Division A in Season 20. I have been Omster, and the VOD should be available on Twitch for 7 days, and it will also go up on my YouTube, Omster. I hope you've all had yourself a great evening and that you enjoyed it as much as I did. A quick thank you to FrostyDog224 at the end here for the follow. I hope you all have yourselves a great night and go enjoy yourself some Heroes of the Storm.